All right, welcome everybody to the first edition of Powerful Impact for host. And so tonight we're going to take you a little deep into their music and give you a chance to explore what they have to offer. And so we're going to go ahead and get it started with Pay right now. And we just want you to tune in and be able to gravitate to this music because these guys make some dope hip hop for the people.
Hey y'all, what's going on? Good to be here with Ethemadassassin and Seven the Panther. How y'all doing?
Doing great. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
I am chilling. We're getting this together with all these different time zones, and that's the beautiful thing about music. It connects people everywhere over the world. I want to do a quick little intro on you both. How do you guys know each other?
Oh well, we met each other, of course, in North Carolina. We both were kind of spreading our wings in hip hop as MCs. You know what I'm saying? We both went to college close to each other, so we was moving in the same circles, and that's how we kind of ran into each other.
Word.
Well, hold on. Let me give you the story.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
me
get
give you the
real.
story. So
All
me,
right.
me and Seven first met in a battle,
Okay.
and Seven won the battle. I'm not fucking too less of a man to admit that. Seven won the battle. I'm not gonna say how he cheated, but Seven won.
Oh, there you go. I hear you.
Yo, I appreciate you being honest about that because some people won't admit that somebody won the battle. You know what I mean? So that's what it is.
I wasn't even gonna bring it up.
Yeah.
Like but that's how it started. You know what I'm saying? Like it was one of those like we both qualified to get in the championship battle by battling on the radio station for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
No doubt.
And you know what I'm saying? Like I always been a roller dolo kind of cat, and Seven, you know what I'm saying? He had a crew with him, so like it's proud participation. So it just so happened that when it was time to vote, Seven had mad people with him, but they was fucking with what I was doing too. So we had like 3 rounds of fucking extra judging type of shit, and Seven eventually won. You know what I mean? But ever since then, it's been what it's been. So like I kind of moved in my own different direction. Seven moved in his, but it just so happened we have mutual friends as producers and. By the name of Devron Benjamin, and Devron kind of linked us back together, and ever since we just been actually just rolling as friends. We never did any music until this album.
I was gonna ask that.
First time ever. Yeah. It's wild, man. Like when you think about how long we known each other, it is kind of crazy because we done projects with other people. That we done projects with other people that we haven't made music with since then, and but this whole time we've been kicking it with each other. So it's wild that now that this happening.
What year was that battle in? So just idea.
Wow, you want to know how old we are?
Yeah, we do. We want all the info.
What? That was like 96, 97?
96, 97. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
And this is not about age. This is about experience. Because for those people that are listening or watching that don't know you guys, I just need everybody to understand that these are not 2 newbies coming on the scene. That's what I'm establishing right here.
Oh, not at all.
That's in the game.
Yeah, so that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So we here now. Like, so we just happen to both move out here on the West Coast, kind of like at the same time, and that kind of bonded us. You know what I'm saying? Just talking about being out here and the music that we make and trying to stay rooted in home. And you know, like that's all it was. Like, so we just got tight. Like that's one of my best friends, man. Real shit.
That's awesome. That's great. I just want to establish as well that I know both these guys for a long time as well. Like,
okay. Way back.
Way back.
I'm talking about 5 lifetimes ago. Like,
no doubt.
Seriously.
Word.
So it's an honor to be on this podcast, Powaful Impact podcast, to interview you guys after so long.
And thank you for being here. This means
most
a lot.
Definitely. Yes, and I've been waiting for this moment to be interviewed by Pay. I've been waiting on this for 10 years. So like
maybe more, man.
Maybe more than that. Yeah.
Like,
so
like 15 or some shit.
15. Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Exactly. Well, here the moment is now, 2021. It's you guys' project that brought this together. And I was gonna ask if you had worked together before, and you just said this is the first project that you guys doing together. How did that come about after so long?
gonna tell you something funny about that though. We were supposed to do a song together. We were supposed to do a song together. It was supposed to be me, E, and who it was. It was Poe, right? That was supposed to be on the record. Prince Poe, yeah,
right.
yeah. Prince Poe was supposed to be on the record.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah. So I record the verse, I go in the lab, I'm hype. I'm like, oh man, I finally get to do a record with Ian and Prince Poe on it. I'm about, so I got in the booth and I did my thing, and then I sent the verse to E. And I'm not gonna tell y'all how long ago this was. All I'm gonna tell y'all is that record still ain't came out. And as a matter of fact, that verse on a whole nother song now. So like,
okay.
Yeah. And that was my fault because I put the song together, but then nothing to do with 7, nothing to do with fuck it. It just didn't happen. I just put it
Sometimes it goes like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So okay, so that was a song that y'all was supposed to do years ago, and so then everybody goes their own way, life gets in the way, whatever you want to call it. So what made this project happen?
Man, we was just on the phone a lot, man.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
We got to do it before we get too old.
Yeah, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it just so happened that 7 had linked up with Drugs Beats. And he was like, yo, I got a beat from Drugs. Let's jump on it. And we jumped on it. And from there, it was like, you know what, man? We may as well go ahead and start the project, man. Like, fuck the bullshit. And I ended up having a producer in my pocket, Slide Beats from out of Poland. And he shot the rest of the beats to us. So that's why Drugs has a track on that album. He was the catalyst.
No doubt.
But after that, it was like, 7 Slide Beats is the quarterback for this.
Oh yeah, and just to get y'all some real shit for Slide, like we went through a couple different producers before we got to him, and was like, nah. When we heard his shit though, it was like, bruh, there ain't no questions. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all some real fly shit. I ain't heard a whack Slide beat yet, so I ain't heard a whack one yet. So shout out to him for real, for real.
Yeah. How did you come up with him?
Slide did some production for my man XP the Marksman.
Okay.
And from there, I just linked with him on IG. You know what I'm saying? And we was talking, and I was like, "Yo, I want to do some music," and he shot me like 200 beats.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Had them laying around.
Wait. Hold on. Then after that, I told him what the idea was with me and 7. Then he shot me 150 more beats.
Jeez.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? And then even after that, he shot like 100 more.
So isn't that like for you guys extra work because now you got all these options? If all the beats are dope, like you said, you haven't heard a whack slide beat, yeah.
Not one.
then how much time does it take? Are you going to stop when you hear the right beat for like sparking an idea for a song, or do you just go through all of them and then pick the best ones?
I mean, even though he's absolutely immaculate with the beats, it's still, the process is still the same. Like like I hear a beat and I might know it's dope, but it ain't necessarily meant for me to rhyme to it. You know what I'm saying? And me and E, we went through a lot of beats like that we heard, and we both was feeling the beat. We was like, but it ain't a beat for this project. You know what I'm saying? So we just put it to the side and went to the next thing. So like he make it hard with all the heavy hitters that he got, but at the same time, it kind of, to a degree, it kind of simplifies shit for me, because now I'm like, all I really got to wait for is the one to smack me and I can run.
Right.
Yeah, and I got a question too that I want to ask. As far as your names and everything like that, how did you get your name? I mean, does it have any special meaning to you at this point? Because I mean, it's definitely dope from what I'm seeing, but there's a thought process that go into create a name for yourself as an artist. You know what I'm saying? So can you elaborate on that?
Do you mean our names just as artists, or you mean like the album?
Let's talk about both, if that's if you don't mind elaborating.
Let's talk about you as an artist first, so I can use that as a segue into my next question.
Yeah, let's go there.
Okay, well for me, like 7 said, man, we went to colleges that was only like a few miles apart. So I went to North Carolina A&T, and which happens to be the #1 HBCU in the United States. 7. But back then, like, it was just mad ciphers on the strip, you know what I mean? And I'd be walking to class, and and I was actually trying to go to school, you know what I mean? So cats would be out there from 8 in the morning to 8 at night, just ciphering. So like for me, I would jump in the cipher like just once, spit a verse and be out. And so like it was a cat who always ran the ciphers named Rod and one Sun Lion. And he kind of figured that out. He was like, yo, every time you come through, it's like one bullet and you out. It's like an assassin. And you always look mad. So you the mad assassin.
That's dope.
So that's where my name comes from.
Word.
And on top of that, my man who I'm talking about, he's the son of Lou Wilson from Mandrill.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I got my name from the Mandrill family tree.
Okay.
That's wild. So on my end, I went through a lot of different names at a point because I used to be in this group called the Nobodies. And at that time, you know what I'm saying? At that time, my name was Apocalypse. But I when I went solo, I realized that it was like, at that point, that name doesn't work for most people because a lot of people that listen to hip hop, they ain't really trying to be saying Apocalypse. Nah, they're gonna find some other shit. So I just like my alias at the time was the 7 Signs, so I just went with 7. But when I went to go try to trademark it, it was already done. So I was like, all right, I got to add something else to it. And my father was a Panther, and my entire life has been surrounded with that whole ideology. So I was like, 7 the Panther, but I didn't want to spell it regular because, of course, this is hip hop. So I flipped it on its head. So yeah, that's where it's at. 7 the Panther. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, guys.
And when I battled him, he was Apocalypse.
Okay.
No doubt. Yeah, true that.
All right.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, like we established before. So he's moved into 7 the Panther. Going into Solrak's question about the names. So my question was, doing the Carter and Newton, the field report, it's a tribute to Capone Noriega, right? And so how do you go from wanting to do a song together to a whole album that is actually a tribute? I mean, it's not just your project between Ethemadassassin and 7 the Panther. You guys took on this role for this tribute. How did that come about?
Well, shit, I mean, honestly, here was the thing. So, 7, if you follow him online, he goes by Bunchy Carter. And my last project that I dropped solo was called Bare Hands 5 Graham Newton. So we was just trying to figure out something to title the album. So I'm like, you know what, man, Carter and Newton, that equals CNN. You know what I mean? And from there, I was like, you know what, man, let's just flip the cover. So I hollered at my man Substance 810, and he just started fucking with the cover, and it came back. And so we just started playing into it. So honestly, it's not even really a tribute to them, but the cover is a homage to their album. You know what I mean? So like we didn't try to remake the music or make it sound like them, because we don't rap like them, we don't look like them. It's just our music. But you know what I'm saying? Carter and Newton, CNN, War Report, Field Report. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit just matched up.
True that. I mean, if you listen to the music, if you really like examine lyrics and all of that good stuff, all the whole Carter and Newton aspect of it, even the way we sold it into the whole fabric of the album, you can hear it play out, because the album is decidedly street, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of the aesthetic. But at the same time, if you know anything about who Bunchy Carter is, then you understand that he was a gang leader that became a Black Panther, and he was known as the mayor of the ghetto. So like he was doing this militant thing, and it was all politicized and all of that, but he came from the street, and the gangsters still followed him. You know what I'm saying? And Graham Newton, that speaks for itself. If you heard Bare Hands 5, you already know where that, you know what I'm saying, this where it's coming from, straight from the gutter, raw streets. So I mean, like the whole album play out and play on the two names. So when it's so together like that, and then you say the field report, we reporting from the field right now. That's the war that was going on when they was doing their thing. That's the war they was reporting on. We in the field right now, but this is what we seen. So like that, like that. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
So we treated it like the war report was like, they was the first correspondent team that you see. Then when they actually, take you into the field and there's people on the battlefield reporting and there's bullets flying past them, that's us.
No doubt.
The whole album really does tell the story of what you guys are experiencing, what you're seeing. I'm honestly, when I was listening to the album, and for everybody that's listening in, I am not American, I'm not English native. So for me, I have to really listen to a song, let alone a whole album, at least 100 times before I actually get to the lyrics and to dissecting the lyrics. So I haven't really had a chance to do that extensively. I tried, but this album to me is so fucking hip hop. It's ridiculous. Like compared to everything you hear now. I mean, I'm a 70s kid, so you know, I went through the golden era of hip hop and all of that. And this really does take me back. Like, you know, like I said, I have to listen to it 100 more times, a million more times, but to actually understand that these two people I know, it's insane for me, because you guys are talking about stuff that I don't necessarily relate to, but being part of the hip hop culture and American culture, Black American culture, I understand where you guys are coming from. So I wondered if there is a special message. Is there a message with this album other than just reporting from the field? You know, the titles are very specific.
Oh, no doubt, yeah, and that was intentional, very intentional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we already know that regardless of whether you see it in the standard form of a story, every album that you listen to actually tells a story if it's done right. So yeah, you're absolutely right. There is a message sold into it, but like, the message in and of itself isn't one-sided. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of fluid. But overall, if you're paying close enough attention, it's like, yo, the struggle is real, and yeah, we in it, but we already see the other side of it. So like we know it's other ways that we worked to try to come out of it, and now we delivering this to you as another channel for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you get joints like American Dream or Hunger Pains and stuff like that. That's where them kind of records come from. But and then we got We Not the Same. That's our lyrical backhanded niggas that'll be like, yo, these dudes, yeah, y'all talk that street shit now, but now we rap though, nigga. Don't get it fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Same shit out to me. We Not the Same, because I related to that, because I don't want to be thrown on the pile. You know, we're trying our best to be ourselves and not be compared to everybody else. And I understand as an artist, that's even, you know, more important. So I kind of personally related to We Not the Same as well, even I'm not an artist, you know. Talking about, you know, standing out and not being like everybody else.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's all about our grind. It's different. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, everybody goes for their goals, how they go for them. So like, with what me and Seven are talking about, you know, we come from that background. We come from that street aspect. And, you know, I mean, like, not to even really just point fingers at people and say, like, you know, you're not like us, but we're pointing fingers at people and saying you're not like us.
Yeah. No, you're making a point. You're making a point. Like, don't get it twisted. You know, we're not the same. And that's the thing that I love about hip hop. I don't have to be the same person to understand what you're talking about, because you can pick things from songs that you relate to.
Right.
Yeah. It's important to do that too. I mean, like, that's one thing that I can honestly say that I kind of learned from E in the process of making this album, and that's for a large part of my career, I found myself at times trying to out rap. You know what I'm saying? Just to prove that I'm trying to prove to you that I can really do this shit. And then he was like, bro, we ain't even got to, like, yeah, we gonna do it because we writers, we spitters, this is what we do. But like, all we gotta do is try to make the dopest song possible. And I'm like, word. And as soon as I listened to them and kind of slid back and was like, okay, I know how to make this record dope now. Like, I'm following the lead.
Right.
Man, it's nothing, man. It's nothing.
Yeah. It turns into cake.
As an artist consultant, I always tell everybody, just be yourself, because if you're genuinely you and you follow your heart and you put out your art with your passion, you will never be the same as anybody else. No, you don't have to prove yourself to nobody else, because the people that'll take to it will take to it. And I'm happy that you figured that out in some way, because you know, this is why I like the album too, because it's not what everybody else is doing nowadays. It's not supposed to be trendy. It's literally your story, you guys.
Word.
Stuff that I like to listen to. So if you see a couple streams from Amsterdam, that's me.
That's what's up. Nah, we
appreciate that for sure.
Real.
Yeah, since we're talking about the album, I had a quick question for you. What is your favorite song on the album and why?
Ooh.
Man,
all the babies.
Well, you know, I want to see what perspective they're gonna speak from on it. You know,
I hear you.
Me personally, I'm kind of whack with favorites. Like I've learned to detach. I've learned to detach myself from the music I make.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's kind of like, I don't know. It just depends on the mood I'm in. You know what I mean? Depends on which song is my favorite at the time. Like I have a bunch of favorites on the project.
Okay.
You know, I love Greatness. I love Trying. I love Push the Line. I love We Are Not the Same. I love American Dream. I love fucking A Better Day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I love fucking. I mean, you name it. You name it. I just love them. You know what I mean? So it just depends on the time of day for me.
No doubt. No doubt.
Now, see, that's one aspect in us to a degree that is the absolute opposite, which kind of make this shit work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he tell me all the time, like you one of the most hip hop niggas I know. One of the rappingest rap niggas I know. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm guilty. You know what I'm saying? I'm guilty. But like, so I on the other hand do usually have a favorite. I will say usually only because this is the one time I can honestly say I don't have one song that I'm just like, that's my joint right there. Like I like a couple joints is my favorites because of various different reasons. Like I really love E's verse on American Dream. You know what I'm saying? So like I love that record. And then I was like, okay, like he killed that. I ain't saying I didn't kill it, but like I really, really dig his verse as a fan of rapping, you know what I'm saying? So I dug his verse on there. I like the whole vibe of the record. And then joint like Real Nigga Energy, I love that song.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And then Push the Line, one of my favorite joints. A Better Day, like that joint is crazy.
I like Give and Go. Like that's my shit.
Give and Go is nuts. Yeah. Man, I love the whole shit. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys, because Seven, you were telling us earlier that this project is about the struggle, but then also seeing where you're going to end up. You're going to see the other side of it. I've noticed that the track listing is kind of the build up to that. Am I correct? The songs are a build up to that. You start struggle, you come out great. Yeah.
100% correct with that. Like. So like I'm gonna give y'all a little insight into what happened. So like I'm the kind of person, like I make music and I don't go into it knowing what the title is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So like fucking with Seven, like Seven is very focus driven. So we kind of met halfway in between. Like he had a focus and I'm like, man, look, let's just make the song and then we'll make the song. So like we made all of the songs and we titled them after the album was done.
Yeah.
We didn't title any of the songs while they were being made. We waited till the album was done and we kind of picked out certain things and we just noticed a certain aesthetic. And it's like, you know what? This fits this way. And if you go in this order, you're gonna arrive at an ending that's like the ending of a book. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what we did. We just went ahead and we went loose with it. We didn't really stick to a formula. We just made the music twerk. You know what I mean?
That's it.
And after that, it was like, okay, let's figure out the titles. And the titles just kind of made themselves evident, you know?
Yeah.
I love listening to that because, like I said, it's kind of like watching a movie where everything is going wrong, and then in the end, everything is is going to work out. And when you listen to that, especially with you guys, flowing and rapping and telling the story, you get taken into that. And so at the end with Greatness, you just feel like, yes, we've made it.
Right.
No doubt.
That's how we felt too. And the crazy part is Greatness was the first record we did.
The very first one. The very first song we recorded together. So, like I was just saying, like for me, it's certain songs have a certain emotional impact. You know what I'm saying? Beyond just being a song that I hear and I know it's dope, like it moved me in a certain way because, like you said, it could be certain mood that I'm in that day. And if you cut from a certain cloth, when I hear a line like when E said, we both put our last on this pack so we pray and land. If you from a situation where you know what that means, you really know what that feel like that just hit you a certain type of way on a certain day. You know what I'm saying? So like the music's supposed to move you. And if you can separate yourself being an artist and just listen to it from the aspect of a fan, you can be like, oh man, like it's hard for me to appreciate it like that when I'm listening as myself, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta listen to it detached from it so that way I can really absorb it like everybody else does.
But that's probably also why you perceive E's verse as different than your own, because it's not you.
True indeed, yeah, true indeed. And I rap by myself a lot, so
right. And it goes both ways, because I do the same thing. I rap by myself a lot, so like even down to I had to call Seven to tell him this, like. So like when we're giving the album over to the distributor, you know, like the distributor we're using, they want the lyric sheets. Right. So I got a chance to read Seven's verses. Now, first of all, I think Seven is one of the most incredible MCs on the planet. Like he has a way of painting a picture with a purpose that's a little different from everybody else. But when you actually get to read it, it's like, holy shit, this is what you said. Like if you're a reader, his verses read like a book. You know what I'm saying? So
if I may interject real quick, I would love to get all the lyrics, because like I said, for me, not being an English native, it's hard to really get to the messages, because I listen to the music first, and then the flow, and you know, and then the rhymes, and then the actual content, because it's so hard for me to take all of it in, being Dutch. So I would love to, and I look up lyrics all the time, but if you guys can email it to me, then I can listen to it faster. Like I can get into it faster.
I got you. I got you.
No doubt.
I got you. Send me your emails and I'll send you the lyric sheets. It's not a problem.
We'll do that.
Absolutely. Yes.
So, Rack, you got anything?
Oh yeah, I definitely got a question. I mean, you know, I'm just enjoying what they're talking about thus far. The main thing I want to ask you is, what do you want people to get out of this album or take away after listening to the project? Because I know there's an objective with the music as a whole.
I mean, me personally, I just hope that it would, like one thing that I'm already seeing that I kind of was expecting to happen was people asking, "You say y'all gonna do it again?" and I'm like, I was kind of hoping y'all was gonna do that, but yeah, we'll see. And but I mean, like at the end of the day, I'm just hoping that people understand, like you can hear the blood, sweat, and tears in the records when you listen to them. Like it's not like just we sitting in the bedroom bored because it's a pandemic, so let's try this rap shit. Nah, we different. You know what I'm saying? We different. So like at the end of it, that's what I kind of wanted to walk away from it with. You know, away from it. Yeah.
I just want you to walk away with like the fact that these cats take their time to make music. They take their time to make hip hop. They write their bars. It is what it is, and the average person you listen to doesn't do what we do. That's what I wanted you to take from.
But you know what? I want to add to that. It's not just this album. If you listen to all of you guys' music, that's the same thing that I feel people should take from any type of music that you guys put out, not just this album.
No doubt. Yeah.
Hey, Pay, look, fucking right. You know what I'm saying? Fucking right. You know, like we take pride in what we write and what we say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you know what I mean? So we want everybody who's listening to understand, like, look, we didn't just give you some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, first of all, I live in LA. Seven lives in Tacoma, Washington. Seven came down 3 times to make this album happen, whether it be verses recorded or video shot. You know what I'm saying? Like even Seven came down to shoot a video when I fucked around and caught COVID like 2 days before he was supposed to come down. And we couldn't shoot, so we just had to have a vacation.
Mm-hmm. I was chilling.
You know what I mean? But
I was chilling.
That's some bonding, some brothers bonding.
Nah, I didn't see him.
You couldn't. Of course.
Nah, it's COVID. I didn't see him.
You nowhere near that nigga.
Yeah, not at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it's that. You know what I mean? Like we wanted everybody to just fuck with what we doing. You know what I mean? Like we really put an effort into it. It was not just emails between us. Like. We linked up on some old school shit, even to the point where like I smoked 7 out. This nigga fell asleep.
Yo, I was knocked.
Look, he fell asleep. Okay, so if you listen to the album, the first actual song on the album is "Trying."
Yeah, I'm familiar. That's the one I heard tonight. I really enjoyed that track, man. It's dope.
So just to give you the dynamic on that, Greatness was the first song we did on the album. It's the last song on the album. Trying is the last song we did, and it's the first song on the album.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And
you know what? I just want to say, and it might be completely off. I want to say Greatness was the first song because you guys already in that mind state of being in the outcome. being on the other side. That's probably why it was the first song.
Right. That's exactly it. You know what I'm saying? But it was just on some shit like, you know what I mean? I'm like, 7, you about to lead them all. Let's see if there's another beat in here that we could fuck up. And we found that one. You know what I mean? We just found out in the last minute, like he was leaving in like an hour, and it's like, here you go. And then we finished it. You know what I mean? So it was that kind of thing. Like we really linked up and made the album happen. It was not an email only thing. We on the phone every day. We was doing what we had to do. Yeah. Like I know Seven's work schedule. He knows mine. I know when I can. You know what I'm saying? I know when I can call him, even though I call him outside of that shit. It just is what it is. You know what I mean?
But we got a little piece of that now too, scheduling this interview.
Yeah, you be mad. Yeah. Yo, my bad on that. You already know. It's like
Pay, we appreciate you being up this late.
Yes.
Oh, it's early now. I had to set my alarm this time to get up early. The last week I had to get up at night. So yeah. It's been setting alarms, but it's okay. We're getting this great interview done. So that was the whole aim of this.
No doubt.
So what was the thought process behind Push the Line?
Oh man, yo, like go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So that song was an accident. So
there was no thought process.
That song was an accident.
That's the best type, you know what I'm saying? Where you just flow from the top.
So what happens with this is 7 and I had already come with the concept, and I was in the studio that I go to, and I was recording the verse. And it just so happened. So my engineer is Dyer Lansky. I did a project with him called Chain Reaction that I dropped at the top of last year.
Okay.
But Dyer has his homeboy through, and I'm recording the verse. And when I'm done with the verse, and I know him, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a cool guy. He's like, yo, man, like, I think I got something for this already. And he splits the verse, and I'm like, man, go in there and record that shit. and it was Rick Vega.
Okay.
And that's how the song happened. Like 7 had already recorded his verse. I was recording mine. Rick records his verse. I said, 7, I got a surprise for you. Let me know what you think about this verse. And I sent it to him like right there on the spot. And he's like, yo, this is dope. Who the fuck is this? I'm like, yo, the motherfucker was just in the studio chilling. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how Push the Line came together.
Yo, I love them kind of accidents.
Straight up.
Love them kind of accidents all day.
The best kind.
So, Rick, you got anything else? I don't want to go into all of the songs because I would love to hear the thought process of all of the songs. But I was going to go to wrapping this up, but I don't know if you have a lot more to ask.
The only thing. Oh, go ahead. You guys.
I'm sorry. I was going to say I did want as far as Push the Line go. I wanted to draw a distinction and show how much we show the real side of everything that occurs on the street that some people try to glamorize and paint a certain way. If you really pay attention to the lyrics, E and Rick coming from a very specific angle of street life, you know what I'm saying? The mentality and the process that goes into that, the ups and the downs of it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I'm on a whole nother part of the spectrum, but it all goes together because we're telling the story from the same corner, just looking at it from a different vantage point. So I would hope that people that really pay attention to the lyrics will get that from that record. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a video coming out?
Yeah, it dropped Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say.
Push the Line dropped Wednesday.
Yeah. I saw the video. That's what made me want to ask what was the thought process behind it, because the video, the visuals and everything of that nature. But yeah, it's a dope video, dope track. And I only have one more question, Pay, I know you want to wrap up one more question. But I just wanted to ask because I always think about the future, you know what I'm saying, as far as direction and everything like that. But for an up-and-coming artist in the game, what would you tell them is the blueprint to getting to where you are as MCs in your current career, as far as your pathway or blueprint that you create to get where you are today?
You go ahead, 7. I got one after that.
Okay.
Realistically speaking, I would just tell them, be you, be authentic to who you are, and don't let nobody turn you from that, regardless of whatever happened. Because most of the people that I rock with, of course, Ethemadassassin, Superstition, all of the people that I rock with, Pantha, everybody. They write their own lyrics. They do their own thing. They've stayed consistently the same person and been true to themselves their entire careers. And that's one of the things that you have to respect. You know what I'm saying? Especially because they so top tier what they do.
Yeah.
So I say that's the realest thing right there you can do, man. And just hustle hard. Hustle harder than the others. Hustle harder than the next nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hard work beat talent when talent don't work hard.
That's
Word,
true.
that's a fact. But like Seven said, consistency is a key. But also understand, like you got to keep putting out music, but at the same time, you got to invest in your music getting seen.
Yes,
That's the biggest thing I could say, man. Like a lot of artists be looking at this shit like, oh man, I'm gonna just go on the internet to keep pushing my shit. Then you fuck around and they get upset. It's like, why is nobody paying attention to it? I'm like, bro, like you have a lot to cut through. So like if you don't utilize the tools that's out here to make this shit work, you trying to be a needle in a big ass haystack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you really got to go ahead and invest in promotion, invest in your shows, invest in your look, invest in everything that attracts you to another artist. You need to invest that into yourself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it is for me, man. Like, like take the time, travel to these places, man. Like I've been overseas performing. You know what I mean? Like I'm at a point where now, like I've paid plenty of times to get overseas on my own to perform, and now they pay me to come. So like the whole thing is, it's a grind. Understand, as long as you keep grinding, and you stay on your focus. Pretty soon you'll get somewhere close to where you need to be. And if you got hustle in you, you'll understand how to adjust and make shit work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like even right now, like I said, like I could tell niggas, like I got a video coming out with BSF in a couple of months.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like they reached out to me. We working. Like I'm in here right now. Like I'm at the Elzai Boldy James show, and I'm chilling with Coach Bombay, who is Rome Streets manager, and we building. So like the whole thing is to stay consistent. Make sure your face is in the place wherever it needs to be, and don't be on some bullshit thinking that you're gonna do it without spending no money. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
I don't care how dope you are. You could be Nas, nigga. It ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. It's too much to cut. It's too much to cut through out here. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta use what you see in front of you. But like, okay, how can I be a part of that? Not now. How can I do it on my own? Some things you're gonna have to do on your own, but some things you're gonna have to combine with people with. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you one more because I want Pay to wrap it up. She's, I just want to give homage to her. She did an excellent job tonight. I just want to ask one question because it's just on my mind. I just got to ask this question. So, Pay, just endure with me just for this one.
No, go ahead.
who had because I always wonder what influences the MC, what influences the artist, what makes them become the person they are, shape them as a person. So, who had the most powerful impact on your life, personally and professionally? If you could name, please, can't just name whatever comes to mind.
Life.
Damn.
Okay.
At this point, life. I've had a colorful life.
Okay.
So.
Word.
I'm fortunate in that aspect. Like, I've never been through the tragedies that everybody tries to use to build themselves up. I ain't never been shot. You know what I'm saying? Fortunately, I've never been to prison. But the universe and the Lord knows I've done everything that could sit me there for life. You know what I'm saying? My life influences me, man. And other than that, hip hop does it, man. Like I've been loving this shit since I was a baby, since I was a kid. And it's like, yo, I got something to say too. And I think I'm dope with it. And the people I know is dope. So I just want to bring them along with me. Like, come on, man. Like, we got something to say too. Like me and Seven, we got lives we've lived. Like lives. So that's what my inspiration is. You know what I mean? So far as artists, man, you name it, they always an influence, man. I can't even name one that was like the number one.
Okay.
I feel that. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's for me, it's very similar. You know what I'm saying? I could say life. I mean, I give my father a lot of credit, you know what I'm saying, for being the type of father that he was, but not even being in the house with me, you know what I'm saying, but being able to be the father that he was and still give me that influence. because it stayed with me regardless of even when I went through my phases where it didn't seem to make sense that I was doing the things that I did. Unfortunately, I did have to go to prison for me to learn some of the lessons that I needed to learn. But I'm thankful for that too, because it helped make me who I am now, and it let me know that I don't want to go back there. You know what I'm saying? So as far as that goes, yeah, life in general is basically my biggest inspiration. But professionally, I mean, Rakim, obviously. If you listen to me, you can hear that, like
the God
Rakim.
MC. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rakim.
Yeah,
I named my firstborn child after him. So like,
word.
It's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, Seven doesn't even curse in his verses.
Oh, see, that's
Yeah,
dope.
I don't. So like, and that's been since 2010. So like, we talking 11 years running. I ain't cursing around. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, it's a challenge. So, and that's due to Rakim and even Will Smith to a degree. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, yeah, cats like that, and then seeing my brothers really the ones that inspired me. Cats like Ilpo. You know what I'm saying? All my brothers, man, my whole Sound Chamber crew. That's who inspired me.
Okay.
And the one thing that Summer brought up, you know what I'm saying? The one thing that I appreciate about him is he's not an idiot. He doesn't wear prison as a badge of honor and put that shit in his songs. Like, you wouldn't even know that shit. You know what I'm saying? Listen to him. Like he don't do that. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of artists who wear that shit as a badge of honor like that. Like, that's some tough shit. You know what I mean?
That's because hip hop always portrayed it to be necessary to come from the streets and have that type of reputation to be credible. And I guess Seven already proved that you don't need to do that, including not cursing. You know,
not at all. Not at all. Yeah. Like Seven is giving you instructions straight from the street.
Right.
Like, if you really listening, and I mean, like, again, I'm a little different because I know his journey. You know what I'm saying? But like, when I hear it, I'm like, bro, like, people not hearing the truth in it, you know, and the truth is what he's telling you. Like, bro, like, I've been there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he don't wear that shit. Like, and I love that, man. I know too many people who wear prison on their back. They make too many songs and too many references about prison. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing they got to stand on, and that's what makes them a quote unquote real nigga. And I'm like, bro, like, if you really outside, like, you know, it's actually a lot of people who may have gotten to that level without visiting that part of life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I appreciate about Seven. Like he doesn't wear that shit like a badge of honor. Like, Seven still is trying to give you the lessons and the messages, but it's coded. You know what I'm saying? He's still punching your teeth out, but you know.
but you know what? I can appreciate it too. As a person that doesn't come from the streets, but a fan of hip hop, you know, you have to understand your audience is bigger than just the streets.
Right.
So when you want to reach a bigger audience, a global audience, you need to be more diverse than just talking about that type of stuff. And that is the stuff that you guys do. I mean, in my opinion. So
yeah. I mean, you know what it is, like we gotten some criticism from some people, like, oh man, I don't know about this album. And what me and Seven realized is like, okay, well, you just don't understand where we're coming from, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's where you listen, because when you listen to the album, that's the explanation of where you're coming from.
Right. Like, we are not the same. Like, we're not bullshitting. Right. Like it's okay. It's okay.
I mean, it's cool. Everybody ain't gonna. I mean, what I say on the joint, they say they sweating haters. I'm aware niggas ain't gotta love you. It's cool.
Right.
You ain't gotta love us, man. Like, the reality is, if you talk about the biggest selling artists in hip hop, they sold 10 million of one album. Okay, cool. But think about how small a percentage 10 million is of the entire population of the world. You one person that's saying you don't fuck with it. Okay, cool. Like, that's fine. But your cousin do. And probably their best friend too. So you the loose one out the cat. Get out of here, man.
And that's why I love the fact that, you know, hip hop became global, because you don't have to just stay in your own market. Like, I keep telling everybody that. I mean, I'm on the other side of the world. I tend to all markets, so I know that there's an audience for everything, and you don't have to reach everybody else. You just want to reach the people that actually relate to it and that love it and that appreciate your art. So yeah.
Exactly. That's what we asked for. That's it.
So if you had to describe this particular project in one word, what would the word be and why?
Dope, because it is.
Good enough for me.
That's a great description.
Yo, I second that.
That's all I got. That's all I got. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Like, you don't need more.
Yeah, like you want hard, you want dope beats, we got those. You want bars, we got those. You want messages, we got those. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck else you asking for?
Stories and then like the stories is in there, and they it's crazy because they don't sound like a story until you pay attention to how it's laid out. Man, I the funny shit is we did the album together. I heard all of the songs when we was in the process of getting them mixed to the point where we wanted them to be for the album. And even then, after all of that, now I'll listen to the album tomorrow and be like, man, he said it,
right.
This whole time I was thinking it meant this thing, but now in the context, I think it means this. Like,
this. Yeah,
it's crazy, man. It's
crazy. But that's also what I meant with the movie. You know, sometimes when you watch a movie a couple times, you keep seeing different things.
Right.
And that's the same thing with this. This is like a story from beginning to end. And the more you listen to it, the more you can get out of it. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And that's what I'm glad that happened. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's not an easy listen. It's not a quick listen. You just got to fucking listen.
It's not a quick listen. I will tell everybody that because I need, like I said, at least 100 more times listening to it. And if I get the lyrics, I might get to that story quicker.
I got you. Like I said, just shoot me your emails at the end of this, and I'm sending them out.
No doubt.
So a couple last questions before we wrap it up. The same thing I asked about the project. Can you describe your partner in crime in this case with one word and why?
Wow.
And you can't use dope. You can't use dope.
I figured that. Damn.
That's a good question. Damn. Okay. I got the perfect word for E.
God damn it! You beat me. All right, go ahead.
Unorthodox.
Yep.
You feel me? And I'll tell you why. If we're sitting here having this interview and you hear him talking, you hear what he's saying, how he puts his words together when he's speaking. When you listen to him rap, if you go back and listen to pre Bare Hands, Ethemadassassin, and then ride all the way through up to Carter and Newton, you'll understand what I mean when I say unorthodox. He's one of the, like, on the real, he's probably one of the sneakiest writers that I know.
I like that word.
He's one of the sneakiest writers I know because I'll listen to E and I'll be like, yo, that shit was hard, yo, and I hear all the street references the first time. But then when I go back and listen again, I'm like, wait a minute, the way he tied this with this and it played all the way down here, like it might be 5 bars later and it's still within the same scheme, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, this dude is incredible, yo. So yeah, most definitely unorthodox.
He couldn't take all the compliments. But he laughed.
Yeah, I see that. I was wondering.
It was too much when he got emotional. He's crying. He can't let everybody see him cry. And I'm kidding.
He's gonna cry in the car. Yeah, he's gonna cry in the car.
You got deep on him. He back.
There you go.
My sister shut off. I ain't know what the fuck was going on.
You got your tissues. We figured you were crying because it got too much for you. All these nice words.
That is what I was doing. I love all y'all, but fuck y'all. That's
all right.
So E, what is your word though? What is your word?
Author.
Oh wow.
Author. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to really sit back and think about that. Like it's the same thing I was saying earlier. And I told Seven, I'm like, man, if you sit here and listen to these verses and then you get to read them, like it's a whole different scenario. You know what I'm saying? It is really a fucking book. You know, and I think that's impressive to be able to do that within the confines of a beat and still get your fucking point across and make it fly, make it listen, but make it dope. Like, oh shit, he's rapping his ass off. Yeah, hold on a second. Now open these verses up and actually read this shit. Read it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's complete, concise thoughts and sentences. It's not just rap. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I think Seven does. He's a fucking author. Straight up.
Thank you. Oh man, damn! I might have to cry when I get in the car. Shit, that's.
But this. Okay, so I just want to clarify something for everybody tuned in. you know, like we established before, you don't have to be a certain way to be hip hop. You don't have to have gone through XYZ to be part of, you know, hip hop. I mean, there's certain things that can define what hip hop is, but one of the things that it comes from is community. And for you guys to sit here and build each other up, that to me is also part of hip hop. So, you know, being emotional, being vulnerable, and showing what you're about or what you stand for, that to me is hip hop as well. And so I applaud you guys. I applaud you guys for being able to say that about each other without having to act hard and whatever, you know. It shows maturity. I mean, you guys have been in this game for a long time. I want to establish this because people have to understand these are not two newbies. Again, these people have earned their stripes. They have, you know, paved the way in a certain way also for people that are doing what they do right now. They have been an example. They have been role models in their communities. So I just wanted to let people know, not because, oh, we're old. No, you have to respect what came before you. So thank you guys.
Hey, we're not old. We're just very well seasoned.
That's right. I like that. Excellent.
That's all it is.
Very well seasoned.
Very well. I'm even black.
It's salt and pepper over here.
Salt and pepper. All right.
Salt and pepper seasoning over here.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
All right.
And I'm not sure, you know, my guys from Powaful Impact, I want to thank you guys for having me on here as a co-host, interviewing two of these great people that, you know, I have followed throughout the years as well. I mean, I have to bow out, but I wasn't sure if I was about to wrap this up or if there were more questions.
You can go ahead and wrap it up. I think that, you know, we had a...
Damn, Rome Streets just showed up.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, Rome Streets just showed up. My bad. No, y'all go ahead. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm in the middle of some shit. Pardon me.
You can go ahead and wrap it up, Pay. I think we had an excellent opportunity to speak to Carter and Newton, and we just want to encourage everyone to go ahead and purchase their new album and any individual projects they have as well, because they're making some great music and representing the culture.
Agreed. Follow them on all social media. Follow them on your Apple Music and your Spotify. Support these artists that are doing the real shit. And also be on the lookout for all the new stuff. You want to stay in touch. And if you don't know them and you're listening to this and you haven't listened to the music, you know, I don't know what you're doing. If you listen to this whole interview and you're not listening to that music, then please go do something else with your life.
You are bullshitting if you're not listening to this.
Right. Do you guys have anything that you want to give out before we close out?
Hey man, look, all we know is Carter and Newton, the Field Report, is out right now on every platform. Make sure you check it, check the videos. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And if we do our thing right, we might have another video coming off the album soon. Just stay tuned.
Okay.
No man. Oh yeah, and me, and just for me, my only, I mean, yeah, Carter and Newton out everywhere. Field Report. You know what I'm saying? We doing it. Y'all don't get it fucked up, man. We do this rap shit, yo. Don't get it fucked up. We do this shit for real, for real.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you, Powaful Impact, for having me as well.
Absolutely,
thank you.
And I just want to say thank you for tuning in to Powaful Impact podcast, and just continue to follow the channel and then support what we do in the future. Once again, we thank our wonderful host, Pay. We thank the excellent group that came on tonight, Carter and Newton, and like we said before, we appreciate everybody tuning in and supporting the podcast. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you guys. Peace out.
Peace to Powaful Impact. Let's get some drinks.
Peace.
All right. Let's do it.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Thank you. Powaful Impact. Boom.